Here's how you can donate to DHS TV Media with Donors Choose. First, search up Donors Choose on Google, or if you have a link, you can use it. Click on the top link. Once you're on the website, click Find a Classroom to Support. And search up karate. Next, choose which project you want to support. And type in the amount. This is the most important part. Switch the amount of money supporting Donors Choose from 15% to 0%. This will make it so that we can finish the projects faster. Then you can do the rest.
Welcome everybody back to DHS SportsCenter. Today I'm here with our wonderful athletic director, Mr. Crisafulli. Welcome.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate the opportunity to join you once again, and hope you're ready for the holidays.
Yeah, I'm really ready for the holidays. By the way, this is our eighth. That's your eighth show. Eighth time you've been on this show. Actually,
It's my eighth show.
Eighth.
Hopefully, I'm getting better as the shows progress and not getting any worse.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of the fall and transitioning into the winter season. So fall this year was a successful season. Let's give an overview. How did you think the fall season was?
The fall season was probably the most successful season of any high school in our area. Of all of our sports, every single one qualified for postseason play. The team sports that earned power rankings were all power ranked in the top 16, which meant they all hosted a first round home game, which in some ways is unheard of.
Yeah.
And we were able to get some wins in that first round and to advance with a few of our sports. And overall, we were really happy and satisfied with how things went. I think our student athletes, our coaches, our support staff did a fantastic job and had a really, really strong season. And there's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to be proud of, especially from there. Football and field hockey, there were two of the undefeated teams. Perfect season this year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think their momentum this season made them to that point of?
Well, as you mentioned, both teams were undefeated in the regular season. I'll start with our field hockey team, which is very senior laden. So we had a lot of returning players and a lot of returning starters. And they worked extremely hard in the offseason. Again, continued to build their skill, build the team chemistry, and went on a memorable run through the regular season, earned a Southeast Conference championship, won 2 games in the tournament, and fell just 1 game short of the Final Four. We lost to Somerset Berkeley, which was a very good team, very competitive game. But our hats off to Somerset Berkeley, for the win and advancing to the Final Four. But there's so much to be proud of, a lot to build on. We do have a nice core of younger players coming back. So hopefully that experience of really going deep into the state tournament, can benefit us moving forward.
Yeah, and you were talking about the young players. 13 or 11 seniors on?
13.
It was 13 seniors
Mm-hmm.
on field hockey this year. And plus, they got pretty much a lot of young talent. The sophomores, Kaylin Zuber and Sydney Almeida, who have
Mm-hmm.
been lights out for the team this year. They're going to be great in the return next year. And most of the JV players will be moving up next year. And we have some in the audience right now who play field hockey. So it was a great season for them. Along with field hockey, football this
Mm-hmm.
season, 8-0, led by Jackson Hart this season.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think of Jackson Hart's season as a junior this year from his sophomore year?
I think overall as a team, it was a great season. Anytime you can go undefeated during a regular season, there's a lot that goes into that. They're obviously a very talented group of players. We had a lot of nice depth. We had a mixture of our senior class, our junior class and sprinkled in a couple of sophomores. You do mention Jackson. Jackson is a junior, had a great season. Ray Gremlick, who was running back, junior, had a great season. So did Marcus Andrews as a junior. We had a few guys up front on the offensive line that are seniors and juniors that had a great season that we're looking to really, build on for next year, the returners. But overall, our senior class, from the time that they started, when they were freshmen, that was the COVID season in which they only played 6 games. And we had actually lower numbers freshman year, and by the time they, progressed up to senior year, our numbers increased from, it was only 14 when they were freshmen, and then it was up to 16 to 18 for this year. So again, it's always my belief that, you go as far as your seniors bring you, because again, it's very tough to, replicate experience. Obviously, practices are very important, but, snaps in a real game when, players are flying around there's no substitute for that. So great season. As you mentioned, you have Jackson. We have a nice junior class that's returning. And again, I think that overall moving forward, playing in the playoffs, multiple rounds, winning the first round game, and then eventually in the next round losing to Milton, who won the Super Bowl, Division III Super Bowl champions, and then in Thanksgiving with Fairhaven. So the only 2 losses that football had this year were against 2 state championship teams. So again, great season. We thank the effort and thank you for the seniors for a great 4 years. Looking forward to next year when our juniors are turned to be seniors and our sophomore class, which has a lot of talent, becomes our junior class.
Yeah, and then like you were just saying, like the 2 of our teams were seniors, and then Milton and Fairhaven were championship teams this year. Fairhaven, they won the Super Bowl, and I remember looking at it. Coach White would be mad if he looked at this right now, but of course you wish them congratulations, of course, because
Absolutely.
Like, at the end of the day, they might be our rivals. Like, at the end of the day, you got to feel happy for them. Like, whatsoever.
We do. Football down in the South Coast, right down the 195 belt, I think in many years gets overlooked with teams and student athletes. So anytime that you can have a team that progresses to the Super Bowl and then eventually wins the game, it not only shines a light on their school, but it shines a light on our area down here in southeastern Mass.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say about the Fairhaven, but moving on from that topic, volleyball this year. This year they lost 5 seniors last year. This year they have 8 seniors, and they're led by, of course, Haley Jenkins and Adeline Ablett. They came up short.
And Brooke Davis.
Yeah, Brooke Davis. Yep. Can't forget about her.
Yep.
The top 3 kills on the team. How do you think their season has been so far?
Volleyball every year is extremely competitive and is always competing for a very deep state championship run. And that's a credit to your student athletes and your coaching staff for building that culture within their program. You're right. We did have quite a few seniors this year. We graduated a talented group the year before, and we play one of the toughest schedules in Massachusetts. Our non-league games are against the Iron, top 10 in the state. So that does prepare us for tournament games and tournament atmospheres. In Division II, there's a lot of high-quality, talented teams. When you do get into the deeper rounds in the tournament, it's some good volleyball being played and some of the best volleyball in the state of Massachusetts. So, I'm proud that we're able to compete at that level at Dartmouth High School, and really looking forward to continuing that.
Yeah, and especially Dartmouth this year, they've played a lot of hard schools, like you just said. They played Duxbury, which they defeated in 5 sets. That was a really great game. Barnstable, that was one. They lost to them this year. Last year, they defeated them at their own over here. Westboro, they played here. They lost them. Oliver Ames, they fell short to them 2 times. The second time around, they were it was a close game. I think, back.
It went 5 sets.
It went 5 sets, and it was a highly competitive game, and it was kind of like a dogfight to me.
All you can ask for in the state tournament is to put yourself in a position for a chance to compete and to win. And I think all of our teams in the tournament did that.
Yeah. For soccer, boys and girls soccer, they fell short in the first round. But I want to talk about boys soccer because this year boys soccer missed the playoffs last year, and bouncing back this season. Honest thoughts. How do you think their season was like?
So, the year before we graduated a very competitive senior class. I think that, the season didn't go as well as they wished it to go. But I do think that in any type of season, there's always a lot of positives to come from it. And I think the positives from the previous year were to put the returning players in a position where there was some hunger and extra motivation, to get back into the tournament. And I think you saw that. And I think you saw a team that really played very well together and complemented one another, on the field. So anytime that you can get that situation, it does give you a great chance to be successful. We were able to get within that top 32. We were over 500 as a record, so we kind of double dipped with the qualifications over 500, and was I believe it was either 15th or 16th ranked. I can't remember, but we were able to host a home game. So did we host with the girls. But again, soccer is very competitive in the state, especially in our division. So anytime that you get into a state tournament format, wherever you're ranked, your games are going to be really challenging. They're going to be the most difficult games you play all year.
1,000%. And then from there, all the other teams, because I'm kind of running out of time a little bit. So all the other teams, we had girls soccer, we had cross country, unified basketball, and golf. I was going to say that.
Yep. So golf was 15-1, and won our league championship for the first time in a number of years. Like it mentioned, field hockey was conference champion. Boys cross country won the league championship up in Rentham, and volleyball won our league championship. Football was independent this year, so we weren't in the running for that.
Yeah, and they will be independent until like 2025, correct?
We're working on that.
Yeah.
And our cheerleaders advanced in multiple.
Can't forget about them.
in multiple competitions that they had and qualified for regionals.
And then now transitioning from there, it was just.
You forgot about unified basketball.
Oh yeah, unified.
Unified.
My team.
Why don't you speak about that?
Honest opinion, though, 3-5 record, it doesn't really matter because it's unified basketball. We're having fun. I'm having a pretty great time when I do the.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Did you make memories?
Yeah.
Were you happy?
Yeah.
What more is there?
Yeah. And, especially this year, everybody showed out to our tournaments. Everybody showed out, not the tournament, the jamboree, showed out to our games this year, especially the volleyball team who showed up midway through their practice, came in, and I don't know if you've seen on television, after I scored, I pointed to the volleyball team after I scored.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll have to show you a video afterwards. We were just watching it this morning.
Don't get yourself in trouble doing that.
I almost did. My mother laughed at it too, so I thought my mother was going to get upset with me. But anyways, moving on from there, the winter season so far, how many athletes are participating this year?
Winter season, we're about 262. We had one additional member register, actually move over from one sport to another. So that, again, that's a really healthy number for us. We do have, quite a few programs that we offer in the wintertime with both your girls and boys basketball, your girls and boys indoor track. We have boys ice hockey that, we host, and there's girls ice hockey that the host school is Bishop Stang, and they have a co-op with, I think it's 5 different schools, Dartmouth being one of them. And we have our winter cheer. So, in
swimming with the co-op.
And so, I'm sorry, you're right. In swimming, boys and girls swimming with Bishop Stang, which is something we started last year. But the great part about that is we actually have more student athletes participating from Dartmouth this year than we did last year. So, you know, what that relationship with Bishop Stang with swimming is you know, continuing to get better.
You know, last year we did have 1 or 2 people who did swimming. One of them is Emily Donateo,
yeah.
who she break a record or something last year?
Yes, and she advanced to she swam in the state championship.
That's awesome.
Which is a awesome accomplishment.
From there, you know, the bigger impact in the game today, you know, the MIAA makes the rules. Like, of course, can we explain like the bona fide rule? You know, for example, it's like a team has to participate, right? A person has to participate in.
Yeah. So bona fide
games.
team rule in the MIA is, you know, your loyalty is to your high school team first and foremost, and you know, you cannot miss practices and games to go play for a different team or different organization. So
Yeah.
But let's talk real quick about the basketball teams.
Yeah.
All right. So again, both last year, both teams qualified for the state tournament. Both the boys won a game, and then we lost in the Sweet 16, where the girls lost on a buzzer beater in the first round last year. So we're really looking forward to, you know, getting back to qualify for the state tournament. I mean, so the goal is always to win our conference, qualify for the state tournament, and then go as far as we possibly can. You know, we will have kind of some changing faces on the boys team.
Yeah.
You know, we had some graduates from last year. We had some younger players that contributed last year in smaller roles that are expected to play some bigger roles. We have a couple transfer student athletes that have come in that we're looking forward to having out there. And from the girls' side, you have a really good nucleus returning.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll have some younger kids, again, getting more minutes and competing.
Yeah. Before we wrap things up, what are your message to the 262 athletes? Was I good there?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, 262 athletes who are participating this year for winter.
So,
sports.
I mean, our goal is always to offer those student athletes a first-class educational athletic experience. You know, it's everyone wants to win. Everyone's very competitive. I think I'm probably the most competitive out of all of them. So, of course, I'd love to see us be successful in the win column. But there's a much bigger picture in high school athletics than your wins and your losses. It's you know, being able to learn. Playing with a team, being a good teammate, being able to you know, overcome adversity. The season is always a roller coaster. There'll be some high points, some low points. Learning how to persevere through those things. So, I mean, I think that ultimately want them to have fun, have a great experience, and, you know, look back at their time at Dartmouth High School in athletics as a very positive one.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Crisafulli, for coming on to the show today, and hope to see you around soon. Hopefully, the Super Bowl time, we'll do a show. Maybe I'll bring the Buffalo chicken dip. We'll see.
I'm not going to hold my breath. I've been waiting for that multiple years. Thank you. Have a great holiday.
All right, you too.